So, but Franny, stop. But Franny, stop. No, that's not what I meant to say. So start gentle, right? So don't load your spine heavy right away. Let's let ourselves have just a moment to open up and find our feet, because if we load our spines heavy right away, we tend to do things like this unconsciously instead of being able to hold ourselves and manage the load where we really want it to be. So taking that nice breath in, exhale, wrap those heels down, reaching up. I have good news. I had my first Ridwell pickup this morning. So excited at the amount of trash we collected. That felt good. Good. Ah, that's nice. Our bag was full. It was our first one, so we had to wait 3 weeks for the pickup. It's going to be every other week now, like regular recycling. But what's Ridwell? So it's a service that lets you recycle more, and it's amazing. And like how much more plastic can be recycled through this service. Like the plastic boggles my mind, how much it's literally like this much. Yes. So there's places where you can take some of the bags to go. Do you know where there's someone that takes, do you have a place that you go for the bags? Can they also do the double-sided plastic? Like, that's great. So you can do that too. Now we're here, good. So let's take this into a spine twist. Push those arms apart. Now hold that for a second for me. Shift your weight back onto your heels. Let your abs lift up. Feel how that happens? Come back up to the center and go the other way. Press those arms apart. See if you can shift onto your heels from your pelvis, not your back. Good. And then up. And we'll go again, spine twist. Shift your weight back and center. Good. And again, from your pelvis, not your back. So I'm going to show you what that means, right? Here's me twisting, and I've pushed forward into my back. Here I'm pushing my back back. Here's me bringing my pelvis back and my ribs with it. I want you to bring pelvis and rib together. Yes, good. Nice. So bring your pelvis back and your ribs back over your heels. So if I'm here and I've twisted and it feels good, I'm arching my back. That's a no, Mona. I'm going to bring my ribs in and then bring my hips back over my heels. So it's all together. No, trying not to. Sorry, I was looking at you. This is me letting it turn. Whee! This is me holding it in place. Oh, yes. All right, go ahead and open those arms up back at center. Bring the elbows into your waist and all the way down. Good, super. All right, let's open into parallel. Good, we're gonna sit in a squat. Same idea. If you think of sliding your hips straight back, not thinking down to the ground, but back. And we've been practicing that line marker. So if that helps you, use your line marker or your wall. We're just sitting our booty back as far as we can take it. Good. And then coming back up. Good. So Franny's doing an opposite version, and I think Chinda does this one sometimes too, with your back on the wall. So that's a Pilates squat with your spine straight up. The emphasis is a little bit different. If you can get to a place where you can face your wall, that encourages you to find that beautiful deep hinge. It's like you're getting down to a very small child and saying hello, right? You don't want to come down and look over the top of them or they'll be frightened. Yeah, so Franny, see how your knees are opening out wide to the side on either side of that pole? Your goal is to pull your butt back so they don't get past that pole. They don't go forward toward it. Yes! Oh, that's gorgeous. That's it. You just knocked me off my socks. Good. Fantastic. Good. Good. And then, Susie, take a little bit wider step. Take a little bit wider step. There you go. Good. Because I want everyone to be feeling good and beautiful. Because then we're going to, of course, add in your reach back. Now, here's the hardest part. So let's see. I'm going to pick this line right here. Right, this plant. That's going to be my line. When I reach back, I'm going to still pull my tail back. So I'm not going to counter. I'm just going to open up my torso. And then other way. Open up the torso. So obviously, if you're using an actual wall, you're only going to be able to move one arm way back. The other hand is going to hit your wall. Yeah? In the rotation or just in squats in general? Yeah, I can't tell. You have that weird filter on where you're sort of in a cloud. Oh. That makes sense, you guys? Yes, Kay. Gorgeous! Gorgeously done. Beautiful control there. Okay, so this direction, find some of that same pulling back. To your right, fantastic. See if you can mimic that on the left. Good. So Chinda, also, when you reach, there's a little off to the side going on. See if you can just stay right in your center line. Good. How are we doing? Good. That's it. Good. All right. And then we can come all the way back up. Are you staring at my cup? You're going to wait all during class, mister. And let's take ourselves into a lunge. So I want to warm us up in these positions before we add any real weight, because I want us to be able to manage ourselves well. So if we do a step back lunge, say starting with your right foot, bending the back knee, the back heel is raised. So I'm giving you a side view. Back heel is raised, back knee is bent, front knee is bent. Yeah, good. Drive into that front heel as you straighten both legs. Good. And then lower back down. Feeling a line, here's your rib, hip, and thigh, right? Rib, hip, thigh. Feeling that go straight down to the ground. Here's me angling it forward. Here's me going straight down. You might not go as far as you're used to. Some of you may feel big work or big stretch in the quad. Big work and then stretch in the hip, stretch in the hip. If you feel instead big tightness in the hip, untuck your butt just a millimeter. Yeah? Good. Good. Chinda's got a strap like I do up here. You're welcome to use any kind of support you'd like. If that helps you manage your center, you can do that. Good. Nice job, Kay. Good. So Susie, watch out. You went down and immediately pushed everything forward here. I want you to tuck those ribs in and see if you can just go down. You might need a little bit bigger step to make room for that. Good, but the result is good. Everyone step up and let's switch sides. Good. These are just your warm-up ones. Remember, we're gonna add weights. I just wanna get your form beautiful, and I want you to, in your head, remember which side needs a little more attention, where does it need attention. So for example, on this one, I can tell you on me, I immediately wanna go forward, right? Like I'm falling on a balance beam. Instead, I've got to really work to bring it straight down. Front heel pushes down more. Big toe holds you a little more on the back leg. Makes sense? And you should feel more ham, more glute. And the beautiful thing about that is when you get this beautiful, then your upper body becomes super free, right? It's not because this is doing all the work and your low abdominals, low pelvic floor, low pelvic core, are helping? Yeah? Good, all right. Yeah, right? Feel the quads. Again, quads are okay. What I don't want is tightness right here at the crease. If you feel this starting to get nasty in here, let's look at your pelvis position. So, shall we pick up some heavy weights? Yes, we'd love to pick up some heavy weights. Maybe not Chinda with that hand. All right. Just a reminder, you do not have to keep pace with me or anybody. If you have heavy weights, you might be going slower because you need a little more moment to manage them. If you have very light weights, you might be going slower so that you get enough tension in your body, right? Tension is not a bad thing when it's the muscle working. So starting with our squat, I'm going to start sideways so that I have, again, I'm going to use this line today, so that when I go down, I'm still pulling that tail back. Good. Yeah, and the chest is up. Good. Stick your butt out. Stick it back. Think of it going, if you think of your butt going sideways versus down, look at me going down. Look at how I have to tuck to make that happen, and it puts a lot of stress at the knee. If I send it back, then I have spine line and shin line almost naturally matching better. Yeah. If I'm going sliding down my wall, I don't get any glute, almost none. It's all resting in my quad, right? So there is a place for wall squats, but I want you, if you can, put your face to your it's a different activation, right? It's more like, it's because it's a lot more quad. Think of if you're leaning against something and pushing away. That's basically what you're doing at the wall. Yeah, that's nice. That's better, Susie. Good, all right. So let's stay low. Now we're gonna step back into our lunge from here. So we start in our squat. Our spine is at a hinge position. Step back, lower the back knee, and lift your torso up. Now we're loading that back ham and glute even more. Good. Step into your squat, pull your booty back. Good. Hold the hinge, same foot, step back. You're in a hinge. Lift your abs up so you're upright. Good, but in that lunge, good. Hinge, bring yourself back into the squat, pull your booty back. We're gonna do 2 more like that, 2 more. Back, good, abs up. That's it, good, good. Hinge. If you've ever done splits on the reformer, this is that scary moment when you let go of your shoulder blocks and you're balancing as you bring yourself upright, abs up. Good. That's it. Heel down on that front leg. Bring it in. Come all the way up to a stand. Good. So it's not that we don't want to use the quads. We want the glutes and hams to help. So hinging, other side. Starting with your squat. Right? Slide it down. Good. Step back. Good. Abs up. Pulling you up. Right? Lower a little more. Good. Hinge again. Come back into your squat. Should be a squat. So check. See how my head went through all the markers on my wall? I'm going to keep it back here. Back. Good. Pull with your abs to come upright. Lower a little more, digging to that front heel. Dig that front heel down. Wake up that hamstring. Good. Hinge. Bring it in. Good. And up. Oops. No, we don't get to come up. What am I saying? We stay down. We don't get to come up till all 4 are done. Good. That's it. Good. Pull your butt back. Pull your butt back. Good. Some of us are starting to get tired. We're looking like this. Turn on that mid back. Come on, Kate, open up that back. That's it. Good. Hinge, pull your abs up. Good. Hinge, step back, pull your beauty back before you drive into your feet and stand up. Yes? Makes sense? Can you feel that series in your body? For some of us, we're going to feel our quads differently than we're used to. Others of us will feel the moment when we load our glutes right here. If you don't feel your glutes loading in this moment when you're practicing, watch out that you're not getting up by bending backwards, right? And it might not be that dramatic, but it should be a sense of the abs coming with you here. Yeah? Okay, nice. Let's put your weights down. They can go down to the side, safely out of your way, somewhere where your head won't hit them by accident. If you want to hold on to light weights, you can for our time on the mat. Today, we are going to do one roll down, one roll up, and then roll down, walk out, walk in, roll up. Okay? So then after your first warm-up roll up, then you're going to add a walk out, walk in, and all the way up. So I'm going to cheat a little bit because I'm not sure how well I can roll down. But when you come to this moment, I want you to extend that sternum and push your heels back. And when you come to this moment, I want you to reach the heels down. See if you can feel how that starts your abs on, starts the glutes and hams on, right? There should be that sensation, that co-contraction, okay? All right, ready, set, go. You're doing one practice one all the way up and down, and then the next three are adding in the walk out and roll all the way back up. And then Susie, with your back, remember, you want to be extra mindful of getting as much tail lift as you can. And then letting yourself bow here rather than pushing your chest forward. You think of your low belly staying still and just a little bow over the top. Any other spine minor that I should be thinking about? You're an everything minder. Yes. Yes. Oh. That's it. Good. I'm just watching. You keep moving. So, yep, feel the heels. Yes, nice. Good. That was great. Good. Is this your last one? Is this your last one down? If this is your last one down, you can go ahead and stay in that plank. If you would like to add weights here, you can have them handy. You'll be doing a little renegade row. Let's see if I can roll down. Yeah, back 3 times. And then on the last one, you'll hold that plank out. Smart. Safety check. So then from here, you can row up to your side. And I want you to feel your toe on the ground. So if I'm pulling up my right arm, I want to feel more weight on the right big toe. Same thing with the left big toe pushing into the ground as I pull up the left arm. We're trying to keep the hips level here, so we're not moving into star. We're not opening up the whole hip. Good. Can you do one more? One more? That's it. Good. Good. All right. Oh, good. Good job, Kay. I love that. Awesome. So you can sit back in a little child's pose if that feels good. Just going to fix this guy here. that help you feel more centered, stronger? Good. Okay. So then we get to have a seat on our booty. And we're going to bend the knees, hands under the thigh bones, just round back, scooping your belly in, and then pull yourself up. So osteoporosis, low back, you are neutral hinging, pulling your pelvis upright. So make sure that the pelvis is moving. Remember, this is not neutral. Look at my back. I'm in a back bend. That is not a neutral spine. Ribs are in, it's subtle, right? This little bit here versus this extension. So I want you to hold that rib in if you are one of my spine minders. Yeah? Good. That's it. Everybody else, you enjoy that lovely, luscious scoop. Good. And one more. You're going to get to join the spine minders in a second. Don't worry. Good. All right. Then we're going to take arms, float them off. Same thing. So rounding back. This time, inhale, lift your arms up toward the ceiling. Exhale, push your whole body up toward the sky. And then gently round forward. You're welcome to grab those legs and pull there. Inhale, stack your spine up, and exhale, round back again. So this is my movers. We're having this round moment, and then we press up, extend, round again. And here's where you can pull, and then stack up. My minders, if you're osteoporosis minder, it's a tilt back, arms up. Lift from your pelvis and your spine. Head drops into a bow, but not a big curve in your back there. Good. Yeah, good. All right, let's do one more. I'm going to do this one with the minders this time. You keep going. So we tilt. Arms up, keeping the spine on, ribs in. Good. Lift. Bow. And then stack. Yeah. Nice job, gang. Okay. Extend those legs out. Good. Press your heels against the ground. Good, and you can do that with a flexed foot or a pointed toe. See where you feel like you could actually get more press. And then movers, you round back. Minders, you tilt back. You should drag your mat. You see how mine gets a little rumpled? I want your mat to get rumpled. Come back up. So it's just a half roll back. And I want you to see if you can get that little rumple because your pelvis is moving. That means the leg bone is moving. Good, in the socket. Good. Can you get this little rumple? Push those heels down. Push them, push them, push them, push them, push them. My tilters, it's the same. You still tilt and drag as much as you can. It's a little harder to get that press, but that's okay. You need that. Good. Yes, nice. Okay, beautiful. Hold that. Good. Now we're, some of you are on C curve, some of you are on neutral. Everyone is going to lengthen into a neutral spine here from their C curve. Good. Then we're going to open to the side. Keep your torso forward. You're just adding your arm. Good. We're in a straight line spine. Other side. Open to the side, keeping your torso forward, just looking with your eye and your arm. Good. Push those heels down. Push them down. That's it. Push them down. Good. Yes. One more. Keep that spine long. Keep that spine long. Good. Everyone in neutral, coming up, lifting, lifting, lifting. And then spine minders, bow. Spine movers, spine stretch forward. Good. Okay. Now, if you feel good about it and you have lightweight handy, you can use light hand weights here. So I'm still in recovery, so I'm only picking up my lightest weights. But if you have something that you can hold, like before recovery, I was holding probably at least 7 pounds heavier than this. All right. Palms forward. We all neutral hinge. Pushing the hips, pushing the feet down. Good. Push them slightly out, even though they're glued in place. Good. Come back up. That makes sense? So they're glued down and you're pushing out even though they're stuck there. So I'm not leading with my toes, I'm leading from the heel in that push. See how my toes stay up? Yeah? Can you feel that feeling? Yes. So those of you who've been on the reformer, on the box, or on the Cadillac with the strap and how you push out into that strap, it's the same sensation. Turning on up here to give you more stability through here. Yeah? Let's do one more. We're gonna hold this one, and then we take those arms out to the side. And the more you take your arms out to the side, and more I want you to push your heels down and out. Good, bring it back to center. Inhale, exhale, heels press down and out. Yes, good, Susie, I saw your abs kick in big time, good. Yes, exhale, yes, good, that's it. Good. Push those legs down, good. Give me one more. Good, nice job. All right, lift yourself up. Take your hands down to your sides, sweep them back. Good, keep your spine up, lift those arms up and down. Very simple, just up and down. So I'm gonna show you a bad one on purpose. Chest is pushed forward, my tail is tucked under, it's so uncomfortable. I'm going to try to get my hip forward, which might mean I need to bend my knees. Maybe you do too. Put my ribs in and lift the spine and push those heels down and slightly out. And in the moment that I get them down and out, the rest of this gets easier. Just like when we were in that lunge and you got your feet right and suddenly your upper body was free. Down. They're pointing. My palms are down. My palms are facing the floor. Yeah, palms are facing the floor. Make sense? So heels are down, out. Hands are behind me, right? They're up back here. But my palms are down. Yeah. Okay. Here. So Susie, you might want to get a little cushion underneath your butt. So if all you're feeling is hip flexor, that tells us there's probably not enough strength on the underside to hold the sits bones down. It's not that your quads are not going to work here, and it's not that hip flexors are not going to work because you are flexed, right? But if we can get support, it usually feels better. So sometimes sitting up on something will make that feel better. Okay, gang, that's a good question. Just your arms are getting tired. Okay, that's good. I like that. All right, so let's let ourselves roll all the way down to the mat. Again, can you drag your mat with your heels, right? Do you get a little rumple? That's a cue, right? This rumple that I'm talking about, is from the pressure, the strength of your legs being able to stay on the ground. Alrighty, arms up toward the ceiling, good. Inhale and exhale, come up into a bow, easy peasy. The arms don't drop forward, they stay at the same angle of your armpit. So, I don't know if you can see that. I'm using this other weight to show you the angle of my armpit. So as I curl up, I'm not squishing that weight down to the ground, it's staying right there, yeah? Good. Okay, I'm gonna also ask you to not do this. Some of you swing your arms back and use the weight to momentum you up. No, your arm is gonna stay over your shoulder. So again, here's the other weight, like a toothpick, like a buttress, right? Holding my arm up. So as I go up, it doesn't move, right? It stays in the same place. As I go down, it still stays connected. It's not leaving the buttress. Yeah, yes, right? Then you have to start with more of your own strength and less of the weight. Momentum. Look at you now. Look at you now. Good. Good, one more. Just one more. Holding that up right there, good. Take a breath and exhale. Leg slide your right heel in toward your booty. Lift that leg up to the sky. Lower it all the way down, lengthening it away from you. Good. Press the right heel down while you bring the left heel in toward your booty. Lengthen it all the way to the sky. Bring it down and then come out of your bow. Yep, so that's one. You keep on going. I want you to do 3 more sets, your own pace. I want you to see if you can rumple your mat, right? Pull, pull, pull. Good. Extend. And then all the way down. Good. Rumple, 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 rumple. Good. That's it. Up. And extend. Good. Yeah. And then someone who counts better than me, let me know when you get to your last set. Good. Yay, Franny. So I just saw Franny's sock that got pulled off her foot. That's a great sign. Her left leg was able to pull strong enough that she actually pulled her sock off. So that's a good sign. If you're also wearing socks and your sock got pulled down, that tells us how much pressure you're getting against the floor. Good. Good. Yeah. And then let's come. I love how you guys are practicing. I know that's more than 3 sets. That's fantastic. I love it. I love being explorers. Okay, hands come down to the mat. Weights just get to rest on the floor. If we're going to doing TikTok, so if you want arms up for more challenge, you can. Don't hold weights there though. It makes me nervous because you're counterbalancing yourself. I'd rather have you just have hands free there. So scoop your belly in, double leg slide up. Good. And then we inhale, tip your hips to the side. Exhale, use that bottom thigh to push the top thigh in. And then other way. Inhale, exhale, bottom thigh, push the top thigh. Some people feel like they can feel the thigh better if the legs are in tabletop. So if that's you, feel free to drop that knee into a tabletop position. If that gets you that better thigh, low belly, oblique sensation. I'm going to give a quick shout out to Eloise, who wasn't feeling so well. So if you're watching Eloise, that means you're feeling good enough to do Pilates. That's a good sign. Susie, do you get any stretch through that side of the hip when you tip to the side? If you try with a bent knee, you might get some of that, some relief through there. Good. Yeah, how are we doing? Looking nice and clean. Okay. So hopefully by now you've gotten about 5 each direction. Would love that. Good. Legs are in tabletop. Now, if you're feeling just grippy in the hips, you can keep a knee down, and I'll show you this version instead. Weights back in the hands if you'd like them. Arms to the ceiling. And we're going to inhale and exhale up into our bow. It's single leg stretch. Simple. So we reach out, and I want you to stretch it down almost to the ground. Look at the front of your hip. See if this line is a straight line. Can you get to that point so that this glute starts to turn on and hold up the leg? Then switch. Reach it down as far as you can. So if this is too much on hip flexors today, you can take one leg at a time. Put one foot down and just reach. This should be a stretch moment, feeling the length. And then you can leg slide against the floor to turn on the underside. And same thing other side. Reach should be a... They're just reaching forward. Yep, they're just reaching forward at this point. Yep. Just off the floor. Yep, that's it. Good. Good. And then I think you've probably hit your 4th set now. Maybe your 5th set. If that's the case, let yourself lower down for a little break. We're going right into crisscross. So, again, weights optional. You can also have no weights. Legs in tabletop. Exhale up into your bow. We're going to extend the right leg out. Rotate toward your left side. Now keep pushing forward and over those legs as you rotate to the other side. Inhale and exhale. So some of us will push forward by actually pushing the small of our back up. or the small of the rib up. I want you to instead fold your ribs in. Oops, fold your rib inward and bend over it. Like you had to get over something, like there was a bar and you had to bend over that bar. Good. Yes, I love the practice hands, checking those ribs in. I see it. Good. Good. Now, what if you don't come down in the middle? What if you keep that bend happening all the way through the center? So don't come down in your torso. Keep bending over this place. Shh. That's it. Good. Good. Rotate more for me, Kay. Less arm, more torso. Torso, go. So look where you're going. Yeah, you're going to the outside of that knee. Yep. So let your torso follow your gaze up and over. Good. Good. That was great, Susie. Yeah, good. Okay. Yeah, all right. Everyone come down for a little rest. Weights come down. Good. Soles of feet come together. Knees open wide. Hands come behind the head. All right. And reset your neck, right? So your throat is reaching into your thumbs and your chin is like a little protective umbrella, a little sunshade over your throat. Lift your ribs off the mat, your shoulders off the mat. Good. And then we're just going to side bend. Just side bend, not rotation. So I'm not rotating over to the side. I've got my feet pressed together, my glutes are on, and I'm just side bending. And then I'm gonna hover the other way. See how close I can get my elbow to my knee. And then side bend. Now, I'm gonna tell Chinda and Susie to watch out that their heads don't try to bend further than their torsos. Yep, let your torso do the work. Good. Shh. That's it. Good. Can you lift your shoulders up a little more off the mat? Just a little. You're going to feel those abs stay on a little longer. Good. That's it. And last one. And center. And down. Nice. Good. Some people, that's super easy. Other people, you just cannot get away from hiding. You can't hide from your obliques there. So, we're going to add on to that sensation. We're coming up, side bend. So now I'm going left elbow to left knee. Now I'm going to lift my right side up, look under the left knee. Lower down without lowering all the way. I'm still hovering off the mat here. Good. Still pull to the left. Lift up your torso. Look under that right knee. Lift under your left knee, lifting your right elbow toward the sky. Good. And back down. Good. With still in a hover, you have two more times. Side bend, and then lift this side. Lift it more. Rotating. Hover. Good. One more. Side bend to your left. Good. Lift. Good. And then center. Come all the way down. Let yourself open your arms for a moment in scarecrow. You get a breath before you go to the other side. Yeah? I'm going to talk about the other side. So your first one was sort of your Chester side, like, ooh, what are we doing? The next side you're really going to finesse. When you add the rotation moment, you're going to watch and feel for what's on the mat. What bony parts are on the mat. Can you get off of those bony parts? Yes, Mom, I'm going to do my best. Okay. That's all I can ask for. So when you're ready, we're going to inhale, exhale up into that bow. Throats, right? Easy into your thumbs. Chin is just a nice little sunshade for your throat. And your side bend to your right. And then you lift up your left side. Lift it up. Good. Come back into the bow. Good. Inhale, exhale, side bend, and then lift up your left side. We're trying to not feel this bony shoulder pushing against the mat, right? Not that shoulder blade. Good. That's it. Lift, lift, lift. Scooping in, folding in right here. Good. That's it. Good. So if you've been on the Cadillac machine and done the rotor with the roll down bar, The motion is the same, you're just laying down instead of sitting up. Good. And last one. Oh, this must be my weaker side because my muscles are telling me about it. Oh my gosh. Good. And then you can lay that back down. Good. Arms back in scarecrow. This time let them reach up. Good. And then come back down. Good. And up. And down. Good. Nice job. Hands come all the way to your sides. Good. And then we're going to have a small little butterfly bridge. So balls of feet pushing together. Lift your hips up. And hopefully this feels really good to you here, Susie. It should be like this is stretching open and the back of your butt is helping support you. I have just this little lift underneath my hip. Good. And then lower back down. So the soles of the feet stay touching here. I'm not rolling with the feet down. If you feel anything uncomfortable in your knee, check your feet. You're probably twisting your feet funny against each other. What part of your foot could be pressing more? The feet press together, and then the hip lift is very small. Just a lift, no twist. We're in a straight line now. Yeah, good. All right. Next one, we're going to hold that little tiny lift. Good, and now your feet will move. We're going to start pulling the soles of the feet to the floor. The thigh bones will follow. Good, and then your knees are up and in parallel. Take a breath. There's still just a little hover, right? Just a little hover. And then we're going to find the underside of your foot, start pulling it together. Now you're back in your butterfly bridge. Good. You should start to notice the work in your adductors here, inner thigh muscles. Push the inside of your foot down. Should bring the knees inward. Good. Hold that. You might be aware of your hamstrings and the back of your adductors. And then find the outside of your foot. Pull those together till you're back in your butterfly bridge. Good. Ribs still holding on here. Let's do one more. Actually, 1.5 more. Balls of feet pull in. The leg follows. Good. Inhale, exhale, find the outside of your feet, pull that underneath. Then the leg follows. Good. Yes, feeling that? Still in your little butterfly bridge. Hips should be off the mat. Balls of feet pull in. Good. Legs are together now. Find your heels, squeeze them, lift those heels. Good. And then lift your hips a little higher. Good. So now you're in a nice high hip bridge on your tippy toes. Toes spread, heels squeezing together. Yeah? Now we're just going to lower into neutral. Just hover over the floor. Push your toes down and lift your hips back up. And come again? No. Good question. So when we pulled our heels together and squeezed them, that allowed the knees to open just slightly. That's it. Good. Good. 2 more. Happy soleus bridge. Good. And last one. Good. Let your spine come all the way down. Open your feet into parallel. Good. So now you're in line with your sits bones. Yes. Okay. Feet flat. Now I'm going to find my hand weights again. If you want to, you can. If you don't want to, you don't have to. We're going to let our spines roll up into a nice hip bridge. So first we're going to feel just the nice planted foot on the floor and then round down through the spine. We talked about foot placement a little bit on, what is today? Friday. Today's Friday, you guys. On Wednesday. So if your heel is way in, you're going to get a lot of hamstring. You'll be more inclined to arch your low back. If your foot is way out, you're going to get mostly quad. Some people that really aggravates the knee. So the sweet spot is if you could draw a line from your knee and let your heel be right in front of that line. Yeah. And then that gets us a nice length through the quad, hamstrings and glutes turn on together. Okay, because now we're going to take your hips up to the sky. You're going to take your right leg into tabletop and press your left arm up to the sky. Bring it back down. And vice versa. Left leg, right arm. Good. I want you to mind your placement when you put your foot back down. Create a short foot on the ground. Find the heel, pull the forefoot toward the hind foot. That's it. That's it. So you feel really beautifully supported in your hips. That's it. Good. Now, if your hip flexors are like, no, I cannot lift this leg into tabletop, here's another option for you. Instead, leg slide it out. Let that hip flexor have a stretch. But at the same time, I'm still driving into the supporting leg. I'm still off the mat. Yeah, so that's another option for some of you. Anyone else need a different option? Good. Right. Oh yeah, right, then it comes at you. Good. Nice. And then you can roll your spine all the way down. Okay. Last little bridge moment. Weights go down, feet are out to second position. So that means they're out on the edges of your mat. If your floor is very slippery, please make sure you keep your feet on the edges of your mat and not on your floor. All right, because all we're doing is lifting into a neutral bridge in second position. When you're up, aim your pubic bone away and aim your rib at your pubic bone. So instead of letting your rib pop up, you're going to keep the rib in, yeah? And then lower down. So up, reach your pubic bone away, literally pull it. Can you see how that makes my whole body shift to my heels? So chin on this one, be careful because we're actively asking for the hamstrings and glutes to talk to each other. So you might want to let your other leg do more of the pull. Good. That's it, nice. Good, we're gonna do 2 more. I wanna see that pull at the top. So whether that's you thinking of your pubic bone pulling away or you actively pulling your heels under your butt, either way, good, because then we're gonna do a little I don't know what the best position is to show you. My hips are still up. I'm not giving in. See how everything's collapsing? This is a no, right? I'm going to try to keep my hips up and see how much rotation I can get in the socket and then all the way out before I do the other side. Ooh, you see how I wanted to collapse? No. Here, I'm going to hold it still. Yeah, if you can open back up. So your feet don't leave their start position, but sometimes we tend to stay somewhat rolled in, especially as women. We want to get them to press open and out again before we start the other side. Get all the way out. All the way out. Yeah? Good. Good. Look at those glutes. Look at those glutes. I have to give a shout out to Kay, whose glutes are showing up. Love it. Nice job, you guys. Okay. And really, it's the easiest to see Kay's because the camera is really, literally right under her butt. Fantastic. So let's roll over onto our bellies. So you guys are all down here. You can just push with your foot and round over with control, and then we'll do a little swan. So if you'd like your hand weights handy for this, you're welcome to have them. They can be light. You can use a circle if you'd like. We're going to start first with just hands by your shoulders and legs drawing together. Kneecaps lifted off the ground and toenails laying on the ground as we lift the sternum up. Yep, nice big inhale and then gently lay down. So we're just starting with baby swans. We're first working on all the lower body support. Heels toward each other, kneecaps up, glutes on. That's it, good. So Franny's doing a different variation with her toes tucked under instead of resting on her toenails. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just a different variation. If you're trying Franny's variation also, I want you to make sure you're still imagining that your heels are pulled together and that your big toe is anchored on the ground. You'll feel like if my hand was your foot, like you're rotating the rest of your toes away from that big toe. Yeah? There you go. Good. Okay, so everyone's decided how they're anchoring. And now add those hands in and let ourselves lift up. Good. Right, pubic bone stays on the mat. Good. And do it again. Start with your feet. Make sure they're talking to your hips and then unfurl that spine upward. Good. Good. Reset the feet, right? Mine separate as I go up. I've got to find them again. Our goal is heels together. They may or may not go there, but we think about it and we keep activating in that direction, and that gives your low back lots of support. Some of us have to be careful, especially those of you on toes, because you use your ankles only and not the whole leg. If you're laying on toenails, you have to use the whole leg to pull the heels together. If that makes sense. Feet stay on the floor. But knees off the floor, yes. So here's my knees down, here's my knees up, but I still have my toenails down. I don't know if you can see my feet. Or toes tucked under, either way. Yeah. Okay, so yes, I love the fine tuning and the attention to detail, you guys. Yeah, Franny, I see you playing with your feet in the different positions is good. So then let's take ourselves into single leg kick. So pressing strong into the mat, thigh bones off the ground. Oh my gosh, where did the last 6 minutes go? Thigh bones off the ground, right? So now legs are trying to not touch. We're going to contract, contract, extend the leg out. Contract, contract, extend out. Good. We're pushing down strong with those fists so the triceps are awake, right? If you don't feel your triceps getting tired here, you're not pushing those fists down. Some of you are like, I just feel my neck and shoulders. But can you see how I'm hunched into my neck and shoulders? You've got to push those fists down and forward. Oh, beautiful change. Oh my gosh. Susie, Franny, good. That's a change. I see you thinking it. Good. Oh, where am I? Good. Can we do one more on each side? Lift. Our thighs still trying to get off the mat. Good. Good. All right. Gently lay yourself down. Optional hand weights here. You can go no hand weights. We're doing a little single leg kick. So for those using hand weights, I want you, and even if you're not, you can do this prep with us. Find your legs, lift them off the mat. Open your collarbones, stretch your arms down, and then lift your weights up. I want you to feel right here what is happening at your shoulder. Is that shoulder falling forward? Is it pinching into your neck? Put the weights down if you feel like you can't get out of that, right? Right, so only do that if you feel like you can get out of that. All right, okay, because then we're bringing those weights all the way back up your back. Good, elbows to the sky, shoulders and collarbones still open. We're going to contract the hams, extend. Contract both hams, extend. And then again, chin to not so hard on that left one. And then on this one, extend those legs, slide your weights down. If you have If you can, raise your arms up and your gaze goes forward. Good. Bring your hands back together, slide them up your back, lower your sternum, and contract the hands, extend. Contract, extend, contract, thighs a little higher. Good. Hold the legs, open, good. Slide those hands down. Good. Lift your arms, open your collarbones. That's it. Nice job, everybody. Let's do 2 more. Hands together. Good. Bring them up your back, elbows to the sky. Good. Contract, extend, contract, extend, contract. Good. Last one. Extend the legs. Slide. Good. Lift. Open the collarbones. Yes. Round those arms back. Good, Franny. Yes, Kay. Nice. And last time through. Contract, extend. Elbows are toward the ceiling with those hands up your back. Good. That's it. And reach them down your back. Open the collarbones. Thighs up, arms up. Good. Good. And then gently lay it all down. Our butts should be starting to notice the work we've been doing. Yes? Anybody? Okay, yay, Franny. Good job, Kay. Super. That's great. So let's, from here, just gently lift all the way up and we'll sit back in a child's pose. And in this child's pose, if you can go back with your tail up as high as you can get it, as long as you can get it. So instead of immediately defaulting into that round back, see if you can have length through the spine instead. It will create more length in the hip. If you shorten that distance by tucking, you don't get as much length there. That makes sense? Yeah, that's it. It's going to have a different sensation than that round child's pose. We're going to push the mat away from us. Good. And then come up into a big cat. Big cat. Good. And then we'll pull back again. Extend the tail. Pull it away from your fingertips. Good. That's it. Good. And see how long you can go before you have to tuck that tail. Maybe you don't. Maybe you can get really far down. Push the mat away from you. Good. Yep. And then scoop up into your big cat. Good. And then release your spine. Let's have a little thread the needle. So you can do this either way. You can stay in the quadruped position, right? With your knees up high and come down here. Some people prefer doing that one from a child's pose position and here. This does nothing for me. I like this one better. So you decide what feels better. I like this because I get lengthened stretch all the way through me. Yeah. Good. And then whichever version you're doing, pay attention to what your hips are doing. So as I come under here, now I'm going to bring my hips to what I think is more squared versus letting myself stay in this curve, right? I'm going to try to straighten that out. Same thing back here. One way or the other, check your center line. Literally look down at your crotch, right? And then see if you're rotating on that. I want you to rotate, but not tip off to the side, right? See if you can rotate right on your axis rather than offset. Yeah. Good. And then when you feel like you've gotten enough happy stretches, maybe not, maybe you're still stretching. That's okay. Those of us who feel done, come upright. We're going to step your right foot forward. Oops, this is your left. Your right foot forward. And then your hip. And just feel a nice little length through there. And so if you feel good about it, you can reach for your ankle and increase the quad stretch because you did work your quads. And that might feel good. And then if you like letting go, you can let go. You can let go of that foot if it gives you more freedom here. Just remember, you're not dumping. You're still pushing, holding onto that glute. Yeah, good. All right, and then we'll just switch legs. So start with the hip. See what it feels like, right? Glute is on, a teeny bit tucked to open up the hip. And then if you want more quad, pull that in, and then chin to, let's see. Oh, good, you're on your right side. Okay, I was gonna say, be careful if you grab for your left. Yeah, and if it feels good, you can reach up. Or if that doesn't feel quite right, but you wanna reach up, let go, right? Just keep the glute on. Here's me not with the glute on. Here's the glute on. Yes? Good. Awesome. All right, and then we'll come up to a stand. So we're gonna tuck the back toe under, so the ball of the toe is on the ground. You can use your hand on this side to help you, or on furniture, but otherwise our goal is straight up, just like we practiced the lunges straight down. So our goal is to come straight up. Yes, good. Ta-da! And you're up. Let's take a swan dive. Palms face out. Happy dog tail. You're hinging. Chest is forward. Good. Now don't drop your spine. Only your head, only your hands. Round your spine into a C curve upward. Press through those feet. Good. Sweep it up in victoriousness. Good. And hinge forward. Press back. Good. Head drops, hands drop. Round the spine up, pushing the heels down. God, that's it. Need one more? Why not? Oh gosh, it's so late. We'll do one. Still gotta do one because I said it. We have to do it. Good. Drop the head. Drive into those heels and round. Good. And then round those shoulders into place. Very nice, you guys. Take a breath in and exhale out. All right. So think about the different sections we did. What did you have to concentrate on in those sections? The standing in the beginning, the abs on the mat, the spine work. Good. Yeah, very nice. And just notice where you can stick that in your day. Good. And then one more breath. And rest. Yes. Thank you. Yes. You're very welcome. Thank you. I hope that was manageable, that you felt good about it. Good.